Oh my goodness, look at all the deer this morning. We've got weather up north of us. It come 2 inches of rain in Oklahoma City yesterday. Hadn't rained a drop down here. But look at all the deer. They're spread out everywhere. The prayer circle is full of deer. Beautiful Ram truck sitting out there. A little dirty, it needs to be washed. I thought it was gonna rain yesterday and wash it for me, but I guess I'm gonna have to do it. There's bucks and does both out there. There's the buck right there. More deer coming in the prayer circle. Another buck coming into the prayer circle. They're having a big camp meeting out there. Another deer back behind. Back behind there. There's just deer scattered everywhere. Buck laying out there, relaxing, laying in the shade, enjoying the 70-degree morning. Actually, I think it only got down to 75 during the night. It won't be long until you're not getting below 80 or 85 at night. Actually, it's been such a gorgeous spring. It's really hot right now, there's no doubt about it. Heat index is over 100. They're having that up in the north, and they're talking about, heat waves and deaths and hundreds of people going to the hospital every day. And I guess it's a matter of getting used to it, because we're not used to that cold weather they have up north. They're not used to, we're used to 95 and 100-degree days. Certainly heat index days over that. And the heat index is over 100 yesterday. The actual temperature only made it to 98. But yeah, we're used to that. And so it's hot, but we continue to work. We work outside. We mow, we clean, we carpenter, we do all kinds of things like we do all year round. And of course, we wonder how they do it when it's 10 degrees for a month or when it snows lots and lots of inches in a month. So it's just what you get used to and what you're accustomed to. And they are not accustomed to 90-degree plus weather up in the north and northeast. Particularly the northeast. That's, I think, the area up there that they really struggle. When it gets to 90 degrees, they're like panicking in the north. 90 degrees here is just a nice summer day. It's usually 10 or 15 degrees warmer than that. Sometimes even more. Beautiful, look at that. I think that deer right there still has not had her babies. We are just not having many babies. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Let's turn away and look over here. An incredibly great morning, though, at the Eagle. Just wanted to share the joy. Wow. That's pretty unusual for southern Oklahoma in the middle of the day, in the middle of the summer. That is a good rain out there. Absolutely good rain. Right here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Got a little notice on my phone. Light rain starting in about 15 minutes. And that's a little bit more than light rain right there. That's heavy rain. I don't even think I can open the door without getting wet. Look at that. Look at that. Whoop, coming right in. But then we run right out and run right back. That's pretty heavy rain right there. Pretty heavy rain. Probably not going to rain very long. Rumbling, thunder, and lightning carrying on. But pretty nice rain out there. No doubt about that. We hadn't had rain in about 12 days or 14 days or something. I don't know, 10 to 15 days, something like that. I'd have to look back on the calendar. So we appreciate it a little bit. You see that lightning flash? It's like I told everybody at church every Sunday. Do not quit praying for rain. Do not quit praying for rain, ever. I don't know if Noah would agree with that. The rains have come and gone, and blue sky is on the horizon. The sun is not up yet. It is a beautiful morning. It is raining north of here, and possibility of maybe a little more rain today. Very, very slight possibilities. I'm talking like 20%, maybe 30%. 2 Canada geese families have become basically a flock of geese. The little ones are just about as big as their mom and daddy. And out of the clutch of 9 and 4, 8 and 4, we lost one. We have 7 babies in mom and daddy and 4 babies in mom and daddy. So we have a flock of 15 geese. They are flying. They fly for relatively short distances. It's kind of fun to watch them teaching those babies to fly. When you look at a goose, you realize how powerful those wings have to be in order to carry that big rascal. They're not exactly aerodynamically built, it doesn't seem, but in flight, they are definitely one of the most graceful birds that God ever created. And they have decided that my yard, with the planting of rye and clover and Bermuda and fescue, that combination is a great combination to come and feed on in the mornings and evenings. And they do. Yeah, they create a little mess down there. I guess that's free fertilizer. I guess that's free fertilizer. Just watch where you step. Watch where you step. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous birds. A little bit over an inch of rain yesterday. 1.1 inch officially. It's Jimmy Houston's official count. And we start another wonderful day with my beautiful Chris and I. We hear lots of comments about the elk, and don't see the elk very often. Well, there's one right there in the prayer circle. And also there's a couple more out there around the feeder. See them behind the burn barrels there. Now, they know they've kind of learned. There's a big turkey gobbler out there this morning too. It came a nice 1.4 inch rain yesterday afternoon. A little storm came through, a little front came through. Those elk know that they're not welcome, so you can see that they kind of moving around. I could have Benelli get after them there and she'd run them off, but there's a big gobbler out there as well. And crows, you heard that crow. You can see that big gobbler over there, thunder chicken. And so I don't really want Benelli chasing the turkey. She knows better than to chase the turkey. In fact, she only gets after what I tell her to get after. And she's so smart. Those elk know that they're really not welcome. And so as I walk around out here, they kind of start walking off. But yeah, very definitely. Where the other one went, I guess it went on off. We'd probably run it off a time or two. They learn real quickly, just like everything. The deer that obviously we can walk up close to, and totally wild deer that we can walk up close to, they know they're 100% safe. These elk know that we run them off a time or two, and so they kind of know that they're not welcome. They're in the wrong area code. But you can see that it's early out here this morning. The sun's not up yet. I went to bed just a little after midnight last night, which is really early for me. We are sending proposals to several companies. We need another sponsor or two on Jimmy Houston Outdoors. And we're talking to several people right now, opening up conversations with several great companies. Try to get Jimmy Houston Outdoors into its 49th year on national television, which will begin this coming January. So we're excited about that. Many people trying to get me to retire. Well, I probably should, but I'd be a wuss. My buddies Bill Dance and Roland Martin, two of the greatest fishermen ever with the greatest outdoor fishing shows ever. They have been on 2 or 3 years longer than I am. And both of them are basically 5 years older than I am. So looks like the elk have gone. So if I retired, I'd be a wuss. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Well, now they've all got together in the yard, and I don't know what happened up there. We've got a goose fight going, and I don't know, the babies are mixed up together there. And one goose has been scared off into the water. And it seems to be a family feud there of some sort. All the babies, you can see the babies all together. You can see that one goose is down in the water there. It looks like, look at there, now they're gonna run the babies off. One came up in the yard that had 4, another came out in the woods down to the right that had 8. And what they've done, looks like, is the larger ones, well, the ones that's got the larger babies, have run the other 2 and their babies out into the lake. We may see another fight here in a minute. One running clear down there across the dock, and he flew over the walkway. He's way off down here now by himself, or herself, I don't know which, I think. And he's gonna turn around and go back. So we've got a real calamity going down there of some sort. Geese are very aggressive, there's no doubt about that. Amazing 2 pair fight like that. They just, I don't know, they're not around food or anything. They're feeding in the yard on the rye and stuff that we have planted in the yard. But you can see that the 2 geese with the larger babies, the hatch of 8, clutch of 8, whatever you call it, they're up on the bank. The others, they've all run down in the water. So that was quite a little fight there. There was feathers flying and everything. I didn't get my camera on quick enough, but it was pretty cool to watch. And now they've separated there. They're just so protective of their babies. I guess that they're protective of other geese as well. They're together a lot, but they're not right together. And those have definitely decided. The one with the larger babies have decided that they just don't want to hang around the other. Now see, the others now coming out of the water. They're coming out of the water and going, got to go back up wherever. Get back up in the yard, whatever they want to do. Once they get larger, I'm not letting them stay in the yard. That's just all there is to it. But they're pretty cool when they're babies. You there? Here we go. Look at him run at that. You stay away from here. Protecting his babies from those others. And that's something. Again, that running her babies back away. That's. I need to go over at my mama. I'm gonna go to my mama. The babies probably want to play with each other, and maybe the parents are just not letting that happen. They're very, very good parents. There's no doubt about that. You're not stealing any of my babies. Now they're separated again. You see this? How they separated that clutch of 8 out from that bunch of 4. There's girls there, and girls and boys have been in the water. Can't hardly see them there. They're behind that light that Benelli's chewed the top up off of. The light still works. It got blown off of there in some of the high winds we've had in all these storms. And Benelli decided she wanted to chew on that light on that corner. That camera. I have cameras everywhere, which is good. I see all 4 of her babies there, and they're going to leave the other ones, and the other ones are saying good riddance. That was quite a scene. Wow, this is absolutely plumb crazy. Look at all the elk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 elk out there. There's a baby behind that one out there. They're gonna all run off. Benelli, here. Benelli, here. No, come here. I guess those elk would mess your yard up, wouldn't they? There's a bunch of them. I'm talking a bunch of them. Benelli, come here. No. You don't need to run them off. They ran off on their own. Yes, they did. there was 7 or 8 of them out there. And the geese were out here this morning. They're back again. They were out here earlier, a big bunch of them, both goose families, which is 15 of them is how much there are. And you can see they just have flown back in. They've got them out practicing flying. They're in here eating. There was also 7 or 8 deer in the yard as well. One mama with her baby. They're over on the other side of the house now, and there's an elk over there as well. And bottoms up, look at that geese. Goose, the goose, the bottom of the goose. You look back at the lake and you see the fish are very active out there. Lots of bait fish moving right in that area, right in there. Schools of bait fish, probably shad, might be bluegill. You can see just how beautiful and calm everything is. An incredible day. Probably not going to rain, probably going to be 100 degrees again, or the mid-90s. Heat index will definitely be over 100. It's July. What do you expect? What a menagerie of wildlife I've had here this morning. I've been watching and thought, well, I might ought to walk out there and take a picture. It seemed like we just got more and more elk in the yard all the time. They didn't run very far off. They're over there. Over there in the woods. There's one young baby in there. We've got babies running all over right now. But not too many deer for some reason. I don't know what the deal is on that. We got quite a few baby elk running around. And lots of mamas and papas. Yes, we do. That was really something.